Hi, my name is Marco Brown. I'm an attorney in Salt Lake City, and I'm coming here talking to my colleagues, my attorney colleagues today. And what I really want to talk about is how many family law cases you need per month to sustain yourself. So let's say that you're working for a firm, maybe you're working for a family law firm, or you're working for, like somebody I talked to the other day, an insurance law firm, and they want to get out and do their own thing, but they don't know how many clients they actually need to sustain themselves. So they're kind of scared about that. Thought I would talk about this because I've been through this, opened a law firm in 2010 with 0 clients, 0 money, 0 network. I loaned myself money actually, new state, everything, and I just had to figure all this stuff out. Not the best way to do it, but I did it, and thankfully it worked, and I've learned some things along the way, so I'm kind of giving back and telling people, here's the experience, here's what you can look at, here's how you can structure things, so you're not just jumping into a dark pit of some sort, okay? So let's talk about how many family law cases you need to sustain yourself as a small firm, or a solo or a small firm attorney, okay? And because my handwriting is terrible, I'm gonna have the computer take care of this. So how many do you need? My general rule of thumb is 4 per month, okay? So that's like the general rule. But that's not always accurate. So the way you go about figuring out how many family law cases you need is to work with some data and determine how much you want to make, okay? So let's go through a little exercise here. But again, general rule is 4. If you can get 4 a month, you can sustain yourself. Boy, that didn't work at all. You can sustain yourself, but let's be a little more accurate with this. Let's say you want to make $10,000 per month in revenue, okay? We're just talking about top line revenue. We're not talking about profit. That's a different conversation, but we're talking about revenue here. So we want $10,000 in revenue. What you need to do is you need to figure out what the average revenue per case is, right? So average revenue per case. If you've been a divorce attorney or a family law attorney, what you need to do is just go take like 10 random cases from the cases that you're working right now and figure out what the revenue is for those cases. So let's say that you do that little exercise and you figure out that the revenue is $3,000 per case. Now I use $3,000 because that's actually the national average for family law attorneys in divorces, paternities. Which seems really low to me because we're way above that. But that is the national average. That comes from Clio. It's aggregated behavioral data and billing data from tens of thousands of attorneys in the United States. So this is by far the most accurate number. So let's say that it's 3,000. Okay, but you want to get to 10,000. So it's really easy math, right? 10,000 divided by 3,000. It's 3, if you can see the number, it's 3.33. So 3 1/3 cases, okay? So really, if you want to hit 10,000, you need to hit 4 cases, and that's going to get you to 12,000. Okay, so this is a really super easy way to figure this out. If you're satisfied, however, with 9,000 as a number instead of 10,000, you can just take the 3 cases, okay? So that's how you go about this. Now, if you are not a family law attorney, if you're in a different field and you're going to start your own thing and you think that family law is going to be part of your portfolio of cases, then you're just going to make up a number. Or you're going to call attorneys in your area and say, hey, look, I know this sounds really weird, but I want to start my own thing, and I'm just not sure what I should expect and how much cases are, what the revenues are on them. So what do you think your cases are worth? A lot of attorneys will not know that number. In fact, most of them will not know that number, but you can ask around, and some of them probably will. Like, guys, I know my averages, right? So you can find some guys or gals that are going to know that number, and you can just assume that you'll have the same number as they do, okay? So that's another way to do it. So let's take another example. Say you want to make $12,000 per month. You call around to attorneys and you figure out that the average is actually $5,000, okay? So the average is $5,000. That would be 15, sorry. Anyway, that's $5,000. Okay, so you know that you only need 2 cases in order to get to $10,000. If you get to 3 cases, it's gonna be $15,000, okay? So you can back yourself into the number this way and figure out how many cases you actually need. Now, there's something else to consider here, and that is that you are going to have drop off in clients. What we found is that about 10% to 15% of our cases are going to drop off within the first month. Okay? So they're going to hire us, they're going to pay a retainer, and then they're never going to talk to us again, or they're going to reconcile because we do divorce, whatever it is, they're not going to go through with things. So it's 10 to 15%. So you have to build that in to your calculation. So if you need 10 cases to keep going, you know that you need to retain 11 people, 11 clients, because 1 or 2 of those are going to get knocked off. So you need 11 or 12 to actually get to that 10, and then you need to know your average number so that it meets your revenue goal. So keep that in mind as well. You're always going to have drop off, averages. So you're going to have some months where the average dips down, right? You're going to have those months where it flows, right? And it's way up here, but you're going to have those months where it dips down. So it's always good to have a cushion. So if you think that you need 4 cases a month or 5 cases a month, and you realize that some of them are going to drop off anyway, and that you're going to have those months where it's going to ebb a little bit and you're going to be below average. If you need 5, I would tell you to get 7. Shoot for 7. That way maybe you lose 1 and then you have 6, and then you have a slower month, but you have an extra client, so you're going to have an elevated amount of revenue. So you have to take all of these things into the mix. So when I say the general rule is 4, that's without much margin in there. You want to build a little margin in. So if it's 4, you want 5. If it's 5, you want 6 or 7. If it's 10, you really want probably 13, because you know you're going to lose 1 at least, and you want to build a little bit in, so you want a couple others in there. So you don't want to overload yourself, but you want to give yourself enough margin where you're not having really, really thin months if your averages aren't quite correct. So that's the way to think through this. When you do this math and you think about it this way, you realize that you need way fewer clients than you think you need in order to make a go of it. Okay? So if you leave your law firm and you have 4 clients, 8 clients, 10 clients, you know that it's just much easier than you think it's going to be to acquire those number of clients, because you're probably thinking it needs to be way up here, but it's actually down here, the numbers that you need. So you're probably going to be okay. You're going to be able to get out and do your own thing. Now, if you're at a family law firm and you want to go do your own thing, and you can take 20 clients, you're golden, okay? So take 20 clients, take 25 clients, somewhere around in there, because 20, 25 is about the max you can do on your own without a paralegal helping you. So if you take 20 and then you get 4 every month, you're going to be fine, right? Unless you charge $2,000 or $3,000 a month. You want to be above that, and that's a different conversation. But if you can take 20 and then have a rolling 4 coming in every month, you're going to be just fine. And like I said, that number is probably way lower than you think it is. You're going to make good money doing that sort of thing. So hopefully this helped you out. If you want to talk about starting your own law firm, send me a message. I'm totally fine talking to people. I just talked to somebody in Massachusetts the other day. He's thinking about starting his own thing. I don't do pro bono cases because I've done 4,000 divorces. I don't need to just do another divorce as a pro bono case. This is what I do for pro bono, is I help my colleagues figure these things out so they don't go through the 6 years that I had to go through, when I didn't know what I was doing and wasn't making nearly as much money and was stressed out every day of my life, right? I don't want that to happen to other attorneys. I want to be able to help them through this process. So message me, I'll help you out however I can. And if you are, especially a Utah attorney, but any licensed attorney in the United States, we've just started our referral partner program. So if you send us a Utah divorce case, because we're in Salt Lake City, you send us a Utah divorce case, they're with us for 90 days or more, we'll send you a check for $1,000. This is something that's made possible by some changes in the ethics rules here in Utah, and just me wanting to give back to the amazing people that have made my career possible over the years, and all those people who have referred people to us, because we do a good job, but they need to get paid, and we've started doing this. So send us a divorce case here in Utah, they're with us for 90 days, we'll send you a check for $1,000. Okay, thanks everyone, and we will talk to you later.